Hey guys, so I just got back from BronyCon 2013, and I must say that was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life, no joke. It was quite a bit better than BronyCon 2012, in my opinion. So I guess I'm going to start off with showing some of the things that I bought. So, first off, the first day of the con, we went to the vendors, me and my brother and my friend, and I bought a backpack for about 25, I guess. So it's a decent deal, if you ask me. And at this vendor, well, let me get that out of here. I just got plushies I didn't have yet. Rarity Applejack, just the usual. And this is the completely destroyed pamphlet because I was looking at it so much of the con. So yeah. So there's that. Can put this over there now. And as you saw in one of my previous videos, they released Equestria Girls early. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I got the Blu-ray that also has the extra features, although I haven't even looked at them yet, but yeah, whatever. So now that I got that, I saw at one of the other vendors that they had a Brony documentary, and it looked pretty interesting, so I decided to pick it up. Yep. And of course, the trading cards. I just had to see what the trading cards are all about. As you can see, it came with this, like a complete puzzle, and I also got the Alicorn Twilight card, because, why not? The first day, the line was extremely packed. I didn't feel like doing it, so I decided to go to the vendors the next day pretty early, which kind of killed my sleeping schedule, but, it took me like 2 minutes to get a free Alicorn Twilight card, so I thought, why not, So I can put that away. And I was one of the first 2,000 to get through the lines, so I got these things. These glasses. It's pretty nice. I might wear those from time to time, though. I think that's all I bought, but I spent quite a bit. I bought this at the con last year, so I didn't really have to buy another hat. I kept this one in really good condition. And it fits my head so well that I don't really think I'm gonna need another one. I mean, unless I make a hat of my own OC or something, and I don't know, maybe. But yeah, and also when I got back, these came in the mail from Build-A-Bear. I also have the Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash somewhere, but here's Spike and here's Twilight. So let me get to the way the con was. So basically, I got there mid-afternoon Thursday. We walked in. Registration wasn't until 6 or so, but then around 5 o'clock or something, the line got huge. So we decided we might as well just wait in line, and then they gave us our badge. I decided just to put my first name on there. Next year I might put whatever screen name I have. I'm going to try to stick to the SciPony name, but, I've changed my name a couple times before because people thought my previous screen names were really stupid, or it was like one of my screen names was based on an interest that I didn't have anymore, stuff along those lines. But anyways, it was a pretty unique experience. Waiting in line was actually fun because if I had my 3DS, I'd show you, but basically, we all had our 3DSs out, and we were basically doing the street pass the whole time, and that was really fun. I got it was an insane number. I got 700 something people. It was absolutely ridiculous. And then, of course, people were trying to entertain themselves in the line, so we were just blabbing random things, saying the word fun over and over again because of the Pinkie Pie episode. And then, of course, someone said mine from Finding Nemo, I believe. Yeah, and that was really fun. So we got through. We got to our room. We got a room number. We found out that my room was actually the closest room to the baseball stadium so that I could just walk out there and watch the game whenever I wanted to. Well, when the game was on, of course. And then I was also the closest one to the workout room and the pool. So that was pretty freaking awesome. Everything was on the 4th floor there. And my parents were on my mom and my grandma were the second to closest room. But yeah, I watched the game on Thursday before the con the next day. That was pretty fun. So now, I woke up the next day, went to the vendors early. I just walked around. I bought the majority of the stuff on the first day, like the backpack and the other stuff. The backpack and the plushies and Equestria Girls I bought on the first day, I believe. I saw that the trading card line was huge, so I decided, well, they're going to hold some of the stuff for the second day, so I might as well wait. I'm really glad I did. Let's see. I went to a bunch of the panels the first day. I might actually be able to remind myself through the pamphlet here. So yeah, something I wanted to bring up. One of the big differences was that last year there was like one main hall, there's a tail hall, I think is what they called it, and then there was a vendor area, and then just a little place outside where people hung out. And I believe there was also a signature, you could get like autographs and stuff just outside of the main hall as well. This year there were 4 different halls and a main hall. So there is a lot going on at once. However, I felt that sometimes I wanted to go to 2 of the panels at the same time, but, you know, you obviously can't be at 2 places at once unless if you're Pinkie Pie. So, but yeah, let's see, we obviously went to the opening ceremony. I thought the Vinyl Scratch Octavia thing was hilarious. Let's see, what else? I went to the Thoroughly Analyzing MLP panel, saw DigiBrony and Brony Curious. They were pretty awesome. And their story about the hotel, which I'm not going to talk about, was hilarious. Let's see, what else did we do? I'm just looking through all this, trying to figure out. We saw Friendship is Witchcraft. I went to the Voice Acting 101 with Lee Tokar panel, and he had a lot of really good advice. And actually, a lot of the people had really good advice at the con, too. Let's see, what else? Went to the Brony Musicians panel, and again, I got extremely good advice from some of them, from what they answered questions for, I guess. And then I went to Bronypalooza, of course, and I stayed for the whole thing the first day, just to find out that Living Tombstone wasn't actually performing on the first day. And I was like up front and center too. Kind of made me mad, but the next day I eventually whittled my way right into the front of the crowd too. So that was pretty cool. If you didn't hear, when I think Assertive Fluttershy was up and doing his set, he got everyone to jump at the same time, and apparently we created an earthquake of 1.6 on the Richter scale, and we had noise complaints over a mile away. And even though that kind of annoys people around us, I thought that was pretty freaking awesome. So, yeah, looking at this, I saw that there were actually some panels during Bronypalooza that looked pretty funny, like the Roast of MLP and So Your OC is an Alicorn. You can probably guess what both of those are about. So yeah, then the next day happened, and yeah, I think in the morning we just went to the vendors again, and then we had lunch and we hung out. Yeah, there really wasn't too much we did on the second day. We went to the voice actors panel. I met a couple friends that day, and you know who you are. 1 or 2 people recognized me that day. And, yeah, then there was Bronypalooza again. I left Bronypalooza to briefly go to, like, some cosplay panel just because I thought, yeah, might as well just try something completely unexpected, you know. But yeah, then I went back to Bronypalooza and we saw Living Tombstone and everything was awesome. There's so much going on at once. It was just like an overload on my mind, and you know, I was going back and forth from the con. I was going on Skype giving people updates and everything, and it was all nice. I got a hilarious picture of Tombstone, by the way. let's see, the next day, yeah, I went to the fan-built panel, and I saw quite a bit of friends there. That's the website with Lee Tokar. I'm going to link it in the description. It's an awesome website. I think everyone should check it out. It's basically a creative website where it has elements from other websites, like art, video, music, voice acting, like anything, and it's just like, it's all in one. And I think that's a great idea, and I really want to see it take off. The Bronies React panel was at the same time, so I obviously couldn't go there. What else? My brother and his friend went to the Brony Animator panel. I had the rest of my room. I was just exhausted. We went to Whose Line Is It Any Pony, and I thought that was freaking hilarious, by the way. AC Racebest and Saberspark were freaking hilarious during that. Let's see, and I think after that I went to the charity auction, and they raised like over $19,000, I think. And yeah, I was really proud to see that. And then after that, there was the closing ceremonies and the post-con depression. So that's about it in a pretty large nutshell. I got to hug Lee and tell him that I was excited about the website and everything. That was one of the big reasons why I was there. What else? I think that pretty much sums it up, like the whole thing. So yeah, when I saw Bronypalooza, I sort of had the passion wave kind of hit me, where it's like I kind of want to take music seriously now. Not on the level of like Alex S, like leaving the pony fandom because like I want to do music as a living, I kind of want to do it in the fandom seriously, because I've seen that a lot of people have sort of stopped making the music, and I was sort of thinking, this fandom's kind of like, it's kind of like going downhill a bit. I sort of was being suspicious, but then after going to the con, I saw 8,000 people were there. There's still quite a bit of popularity, especially in terms of the music. Like people are really, when I say popularity, I mean like people are still like paying attention to all the new music in the fandom and everything. So what I'm going to do is release probably 2 songs a week, really push it out, because I have nothing to do for the next 2 weeks, and I don't have school for 3 weeks. So yeah, I was thinking just push out as much content as I can, upload to YouTube often with updates and everything, make sure my tags are all accurate, and make sure people are actually seeing what they want to see. But yeah, let's see, I might as well talk about some of the tips I got. So like one of the tips was like, when you have a video, one good thing to do is to talk constantly and not have breaths in between, and edit out all the breaths. Unfortunately, since I have the camera here, I'm not going to be able to do that, and I'm doing this completely unscripted because I have a lot to do today, based on my own schedule. So if I have those like Witty Wednesday videos or whatever where I talk about ponies and whatever, I'm most likely going to have it edited much better. I don't want to flat out copy the style of DigiBrony and all the Theory Brony people, but since people are so used to it, I might have to do that. One good tip that I saw from one of the Brony musicians was, well, a bundle of tips actually. Someone said that there is no secret, all you have to really do is make good music. I agree with that almost completely, because I do see that people associate an image with credibility, and if you create an image for yourself, it doesn't matter like how good your music is. If you're like a nice person and everyone likes you, they're gonna like your music better than that guy who has perfect music but kind of acts rude, Like I think attitude has a large play in that. Another person said he was getting mad that he got the question all the time. He was like, he was kind of sick of hearing the question, but he said, I think what he said was, just make good music, upload it. I think he was the one that said go to multiple social media websites, ask for critiques, get the feedback, learn from your feedback is what he said, and then just repeat that. And what I would say in response to that is just, if they're just saying you suck, there's really no way to improve. Well, I have to suck less. I'd say pay more attention to the constructive criticism and just listen to what they say, even if it sounds downright insane, especially if more than one person says it. Because, well, from what I've seen, biased responses favor the negative. So it's like, loosely stemming from that, if there's something negative, they're going to comment about it. If it's something positive, it's really not going to get that much attention. So, yeah. So I got a couple really good helpful tips from Lee as well. His tips were about voice acting, but I've applied a lot of that knowledge to music. So he also said the thing about putting my stuff up on multiple social media websites. Well, anyone can do that, but what you have to do is just make good stuff. At some point I'm going to have to make like a demo reel of what I can do, probably like 2 minutes of 4 different songs, probably 1 electronic, 1 acoustic, 1 of me playing the piano, and then probably a vocal song or something. So I'm going to try to be as well-rounded as I can in the video. I think that was the majority of the helpful tips that I got. Like, I actually learned quite a bit from this con. And after going to BronyPalooza, I kind of understand now why people like that type of music. It's probably not even about how technically good the music is. I mean, it is to an extent. But it seems like, from what a lot of people think, it's like, when they hear that type of music, it probably reminds them of the club, which is probably why trap is getting more popular now. When people hear that really like bassy groove and that one interesting sound up in the treble somewhere, and like the kick and the clap, and everything, they're probably just thinking of a club, like the clap or the snares, like it's sort of driving the song as well, which is probably why it's like the loudest thing in the mix in pretty much every song that I've heard that got a lot of recognition. So, yeah, and I was able to hear the bass really clearly, so I hear how it comes in and everything. I'm not going to flat out imitate the style, but I'm going to take what I've learned from all the songs that I heard in the club setting and apply them to what I do now. So you can probably expect a little bit more bass from me from now on. I'm not going to let it affect my style too much. But yeah, I listened to a bunch of my songs, a bunch of other people's songs, and in my opinion, a lot of my songs sound too different from one another, and it's really not putting an identity on myself. Like there's nothing special that I do with every song. It's just like every song is just a song, But yeah, I'm gonna work my butt off for the next 6 months, and hopefully I might be able to try to perform at BronyPalooza. Although it looks like, from what they had, it was like the people who performed were either just completely acoustic or completely electric. There was 1 or 2 people that played things. I think someone was playing on a keyboard, but I wasn't there. There was someone that was playing a guitar to an electronic track. There were a couple people that sang to an electronic track, although I did see some lip syncing. I'm not going to say who it is, but they know who they are. But I was thinking maybe finding a way to play electronic music live. What I was thinking of doing was like playing something and looping it, and then going to another instrument and playing it. Sort of making something up on the spot, where it's like it's not like I'm playing a song that everyone's familiar with. Just give some people something new and interesting. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the actual BronyPalooza for a while. For the most part, I thought it was really good, but first of all, I have to point out a couple things. Yes, I saw vocal syncing on someone's set. I was listening to it. I was like right up front, and I was thinking, man, those vocals sound really good. Oh, they sound kind of like filtered in a way. And then I looked at his mouth, and he would cut off the words before the actual vocal on the track cut off, and I knew, yeah, he's lip syncing. And I wasn't looking at like a laggy screen; I was looking right at him. So, yeah. But that's okay. A lot of people do that, and especially if like it's one of your first times performing, and it's like you're basically forced to go to one of these things, or you need the money, or there's just some reason like everyone wants you to go, and you kind of have to be there. Then yeah. Then you have to at least prepare and make yourself look cool, I guess. One of the sets I really liked, and I will just go to that page, was I really liked Omnipony's set. I was like the closest one to him while he was performing. I think I got on the camera a few times, but it doesn't matter much. I liked the way he mixed it. It was like he mixed it so that it wasn't like all bass. It was like you could hear the complicated treble sounds. He probably wanted to show some of those off. Pretty interesting sounds for the most part. However, I like with a lot of other people's sets, I did see that a lot of people were like, I almost think that a lot of people shared the same samples. And you know, when I hear an artist, I sort of want to hear their stuff, but you know, trap became a new thing, and they probably all had to prepare trap tracks for the Bronypalooza, so they probably shared a lot of the trap music. I swear, like two different people played the exact same song at one point. But, you know, it's fine. Alex Estes' set was really good. He had quite a bit of original stuff. I enjoyed it a lot. Living Tombstone, it's just Living Tombstone, you know. What you hear from his mix is what you heard there, you know. Just the usual thing. You know, one thing that was funny, though, he's kind of like awkwardly dancing around on stage. It was just, I thought that was pretty funny, but he made it a show. Mike the Mike was good. He's still a little nervous, but he definitely performed better than last year. I can tell you that. So he's got to keep it up. Silverhound, I think, was pretty good. Eurobeat was pretty good. I think the rest of them were good too. Who is it? I think it was, what's his name? Danny Brony or something. The one that sang Isn't Great to Be Different. I think that was the best performance of both nights. That was definitely the best one. And it was almost like he was almost going to leave the Phantom and not even perform, so I'm really glad he did. He has to keep it up. He really needs to continue, because that was such a great performance. Yeah, DB Pony was pretty good. In my opinion, it was a little too shouty, but I think it was his first performance, so, you know, he'll be able to watch back on the videos, you know, because the first performance will almost always be the worst. He can watch back and notice what he's done, good and bad, and just, you know, improve on the good, you know. Yeah, Danny Brony was right here. And a lot of them, Halas Foss, that was really experimental. Laser Pony's set, it kind of failed again, but it's okay. He can still work on it and come back and get it to work, you know. Third time's the charm, right? Although I don't know if he was at other shows. Although he told me something. The other day, my brother was on Twitter, and he's like, dude, you should tweet Laser Pony and meet him. And I'm like, okay. So then we tweeted, and I hardly knew the guy, so it was awkward when we saw each other, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool, you don't know me at all, but I know you, yeah. But yeah, he talked about burnout, like the condition where it's like you do the same thing over and over, and you kind of get tired of it, and it's like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, you know. But then he said that the fandom was pushing him to keep doing it, and that was good for him, and that it got him to do it again, and he came back and did the show, and it was great. And although I hate saying it myself, but I don't want, like, just to be popular, but that is what I'm striving for. I sort of want people to push me to do the things that I do well. And that's sort of why it comes off as I just want to be popular, but that's sort of what I want. I sort of want people to push me to get things done so that I can give stuff out to the people that know me and love me, you know? That's sort of what I'm striving for. And if I'm at BronyCon next year performing, that's really what I want to do. I want people to push me, and, you know, I mean, people are going to be tired if I'm performing and I'm going to have to push them, but that's what it's all about. they'll push me to get stuff done, and I'll push them to, I guess, enjoy my performance. Let's see, I think Fenning and Tarby were the MCs. They were basically like the hosts, and they were pretty hilarious. They kept everyone going. A lot of them kept everything going too, like, you know, just pushing us to keep going. I really thought I was going to run out of energy in the middle, but I didn't. But yeah, BronyPalooza was pretty much the main event there. I mean, Tara Strong didn't show up. Let's see, I think the main people were like M.A. Larson, Michelle Krieber, one of the other CMC, and Lee Tokar, you know. So it wasn't as big of a turnout in terms of the voice actors, but it was a bigger turnout in terms of the musicians, no doubt. And definitely in terms of the events, that was definitely a bigger turnout as well. So yeah, it was definitely one of the best things I've ever been to. And, you know, I was thinking, well, I've been at 2 already. There's like, I can't really think of a way that the next one will be better. And I was thinking, you know, I was right up there. I saw how BronyPalooza was working, and I saw how they were performing, and I was enjoying myself, but I was kind of analyzing the way that they perform and what they do, and, you know, if they're nervous, they just sort of shake it off and they just do it, they just perform, you know. I saw how the vendor halls worked, and I was sort of like, I was analyzing it and enjoying it at the same time. Because I really want to be part of it next year. I was thinking, you know, either my grandma and I could try to make plushies for next year. I don't know if they do this, but if possible, I could like sell my CD next year, because I'll probably have an album. Because I'm releasing 2 songs a week. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get enough content to get 70 minutes on a CD, and then I might actually send the tracks to a professional mastering place, some sort of mastering studio, so that they can professionally master my tracks into a CD, and then I can sell it at a convention. Like, that's something I really want to do, although I didn't see anyone selling CDs. Let's see what else. I could either do vendor, I could either participate at BronyPalooza. I'm gonna try to make the best tryout video I can and actually show myself performing live this time, because I have a video or 2. Yeah, that's the thing. I was kind of unprepared for submitting stuff, because my mom, it was January 28th or something, 27th, and my mom was like, dude, you have to submit something. They're asking for stuff in the next couple of days, and you have to submit. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to get accepted, but sure. So I just threw a couple things on YouTube and literally just submitted the links, and, you know, of course I didn't get accepted because I didn't have any live footage, but I'm going to be digging through my older stuff, get some live footage out there to show that I can actually be on a stage in front of an audience. Hopefully I'll be able to go next year and perform. If that and the vendor thing don't work out, I was thinking of being a panelist. You know, because another reason why I'm making all these videos is I'm going to try to work my best on talking for like a long period of time. And a lot of these panels were like, share your experience in the fandom. So even if I'm not good at talking, I can talk for the first 2 minutes and be like, well, okay, now that everything's done, I can hand you the mic and you can talk for an hour, you know. So I was thinking about being a panelist, you know, and, you know, but the thing is, the one fear that I have with that is I don't want to be like a panelist at 12 at night, you know. I don't want to be like a night panelist, you know, because that would kind of, you know, it kind of suck if I had to do that during BronyPalooza, because I'm pretty sure that BronyPalooza is going to be just as big. And if all 3 of those don't work out, I might try to apply for audio-visual crew if they don't have a crew of their own. I think they had a company do it for them this time, but if they need some extra guys, you know, just to lug around equipment or do anything really, I'm 100% willing to help for next year. They had a pretty huge staff, but I'm willing to give it my all to make the con even better than this one. And yeah, I think think that's about it. I think I said I think this is about it about 10 minutes ago, and I thought of talking about BronyPalooza. But I think that was everything. We had some really good food while we were there. We went to this place called Jimmy John's. We went to Five Guys Burgers and Fries, and just, we just ate like the usual stuff. I had some good Mexican food. And if you didn't know, I'm actually vegetarian. I'm gonna go vegan soon, but milk is really hard to give up. I'll give it up eventually. Yeah, and I had a good time. I saw a couple friends while I was there. I hope to see many more of you there next year. Maybe we can share phone numbers and meet up next time. I'm hoping that a lot of you that went this time will go next time. I'll try to stay in the hotel closest to the con again because I really think it's worth it. I felt like the organization was superb at the con in all aspects. Like, they had everyone, like, the security was much better this time for like entering the hallways and stuff, and like the main hall, like it wasn't like people were sneaking in to get to the front seat this time. The way they organized all the events was really good. They put, like, from what I saw, it was like they had one interesting event at a time, so it's like I felt like sometimes I could have gone to two at the same time, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. The crew was absolutely amazing. They helped everybody out, and I think the rest of the stuff that I would say would probably be a repeat of what they said at the closing ceremony. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. If I missed anything, I'm gonna probably post a blog about it. I'll post something that all of you can read about my first-hand experience at the con. And I hope to see you next year. I'll see you all later.